Hey fellas, how you doing? I'm going to close the house up because I believe we may have a storm here shortly. Show you the sky. I'll show you what's going on. So I'm gonna close that, but I'm gonna talk to you about something that I think is actually serious, very serious, and I'm going to try to use objective facts to support what I believe is going to happen. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is going to happen, and it's going to start on November 5th, 2024. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about a book called The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, but I believe we are at that tipping point, and I believe this election on November 5th, 2024 will be that tipping point. No matter who wins, I believe we will have civil war. And here's the reason why. I am basing my opinion on 6 separate civil wars that I have personally witnessed, and some of them I haven't been a part in. Oh, I just got hit by a raindrop. Let me get out of here. So, I'll get to the point. I'll give you the facts, and then I'm going to actually give you my opinion that I believe support these facts. Okay? So it's going to be a little bit backwards in the way that people tell a story, but I'd rather you have things that you can look up on your own, so I don't sound like some sort of what does the guy Walt say? So I don't seem like I'm weird. All right. I have no idea, but I think they must know that there's something crazy going on. I'm going to start with the last Civil War that I watched and I saw personally, and here it is. Bosnia, 1990 Civil War. The Bosnian Civil War, with devastating conflict that ravaged Bosnia Herzegovina from 1992 to 1995. Okay? I'm going to change to the other 5 civil wars that I personally witnessed. I'm not saying I took part in them, because anyways, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to just tell you, here they are. 5 Central American wars. All right. I'll let you read that. El Salvador Civil War, 1980 to 1992. Guatemalan Civil War, 1960 to 1996. Nicaraguan Revolution, 1960 to the 1990s. Honduran military coup and civil war, 1980s. I think that's all of them. The Colombian conflict, that's with the FARC, from 1964 to present. They're still battling with the FARC. Now, I'm going to sit down, turn this around so I can talk to you. All of the things that were leading up, and I was at the 36th EOD at Corozal, Panama from 1984 to 1988, and then I went back there for another tour. I was there when the Central American Civil Wars were still going on, and I saw the things that kept them going and led up to them. All right? You do not want to see the amount of deaths. For example, Colombia, just Colombia, 8 million people displaced, 260,000 deaths. Honduras, tens of thousands of deaths. People, they don't even know where some of the people in. Nicaraguan Revolution, they don't even cover the bodies. Guatemalan Civil War. 200,000 lives, mostly indigenous Mayans and, jeez, I can remember all that stuff. The worst one, the El Salvadoran War. So let me click those away. On November 5th, 2024, and after that, there's going to be a contested election. No matter who wins, no matter what, there is such a massive divide, like there was in El Salvador, like there was in Guatemala, like there is now in Colombia, like there was in El Salvador, and on and on and on in Bosnia. They killed so many people over there in Bosnia, they gave it a name, ethnic cleansing. There were people that didn't have jobs because they were the wrong color. There are people running around here that are saying that the skin color, your skin color, automatically makes you guilty of something. White colonist. You got people running around here calling people Nazis. All kinds of other horrible things. Trying to hold people accountable for things that they don't have any control over. People are losing their jobs to an artificial intelligence. Inflation is absolutely out of control. We have $175 billion to send to a war in the Ukraine against Russia, where there are actual fucking communists and Nazis fighting each other, committing atrocious war crimes. Here in the United States, we have that amount of money, $174 plus billion going over there, and yet you have the fires in Maui. You have the absolute destruction of the Hurricane Helena. You have people on both things. Well, they shouldn't have lived there if they can't afford to live there. What did the government do? The government has been absolutely incompetent. And what did they show up with? A couple bottles of water, some food to hold you over for a few days. And oh, by the way, here's a fucking check for $750 for our own fucking people. $750. Now, go rebuild your life. Yet we have $174 billion for another fucking endless war. People have had enough. We are in the fourth turning. We are literally in the fourth turning. We are at the precipice. We are at Malcolm Gladwell's tipping point. Both sides have an immense gap between them. I'm just talking about the Republicans and the Democrats, the people who believe in Christian values and the LGBTQTIABCD group. You have communists here, you have the DSA, you have the Antifa, you have the Black Bloc, you have the John Brown Society. Go and listen to What If Alt History, the guy Rudyard, talk about Civil War. Nothing makes sense to regular people. None of this makes common sense. Now add illegal immigration. We had a hotel down here in El Paso called the Gateway Inn. It is closed now due to over 690 visits by the El Paso Police Department before the fucking city of El Paso closed that fucking place down. That's how corrupt and inept our government is. You have the home you built on Maui, and you built in North Carolina, Asheville, or wherever you built. You spent your whole life doing that, and a natural disaster wipes it out. And the government comes in with a bottle of water and a bag of Doritos, and here's a check for $750. Good luck rebuilding your fucking life. but there's $174 billion for another endless fucking war. People have had enough. This is the breaking point. People are losing their jobs because it's cheaper to buy an LLM, a large language model, AI, and have it replace entire call centers. The auto industry is collapsing. Food prices, health care, car insurance, health insurance, home insurance, property values, everything's going up, and no one's coming to help. For God's sakes, how the fuck can our government be this screwed up that they would send $174 billion to the fucking Ukraine and give those poor people in Maui $750? Those poor people up in the hills of North Carolina, northern Georgia, and the rest of that, give them a $750. Good luck to you. Hope things work out for you. And then you add to that. Now all of a sudden the government's saying, well, you know what? We're going to authorize a Secretary of Defense to use lethal force, to include fucking drones, for civil unrest, to help out the people, to help the government keep the people in their place. I'm telling you, I've seen this happen 6 times. I've physically been on the ground where this shit gets crazy. This isn't just Catholics versus Protestants. This is, we've paid my entire lifetime taxes into a system that doesn't give a fuck about us, that will give people coming here illegally more benefits than they'll give to somebody in Maui or the people affected by the Hurricane Helena. And then the FEMA is absolutely inept. People are worried about doing photo ops instead of helping good, hard-working Americans out. I'm telling you, I intend and have prepared to shelter in place, and I think you should do the same. Do not act like this isn't going to happen. Neither side is going to accept the results of the election on November 5th, 2024. And just like in El Salvador, just like in Colombia, just like in Guatemala, just like in Bosnia, just like in Nicaragua, shit is going to hit the fans. You're telling people all around here, men can't be men, men can be women, women can be men. You're just, people have had enough. And there's no help coming. We are on, the government has let us know that if you live outside this country or if you come here illegally, you can have the American dream. But if you're a tax-paying, hard-working family in the United States, you get $750 and maybe a bottle of water and a bag of Doritos. And after that, they want you to fuck off. I'm telling you, I've seen this 6 times play out. Bosnia was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I still have fucking nightmares about El Salvador. I'm telling you, I tried to beat around the bush and tell you, hey man, yeah, I'm out here walking, getting in shape, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Tried to tell the ladies about doing knife drills. Tried to tell people about being able to feed themselves, defend themselves. You do not want to be out on the roads when shit hits the fan. You want to shelter in place. I live in a city, in a town where all of us have walls around us. I never expected our government to betray us this bad. How can you justify being a congressman, a senator, a city council member, a mayor, anything like that, being involved in any part of the local, state, or federal government, and you watch somebody have their entire life destroyed by a natural disaster like the people in Maui, like the people that just got hit by the hurricane in North Carolina and Georgia and the rest of them. They've had their entire lives destroyed. Yet, if you're an illegal immigrant, you can come here and get Medicare, get a place to stay, get food, get this, get that, get this for free off of our tax dollars. On top of that, you want to start a war. Hey, you know what, Ukraine? Even though you got Nazis in it, here's $174 billion to fight those terrible Russians. I'm telling you. People are losing their ability to pay their bills. Look at the car market. Look at the default on loans. People are already at the breaking point. And they're going to say, what the fuck do we have to lose? Both sides after this election. Whoever wins is going to say everything was perfect. And it's never perfect. The people that lose, whichever side loses, is going to claim it was stolen. It was rigged. They cheated us. And we've had enough. And now, all of a sudden, there's this DOD policy where, hey, you know, we're going to authorize our military to use lethal force if civil unrest happens, to include using drones. Wake up, people. This isn't the right or the left. This doesn't have anything to do with Republicans or Democrats or your sexual inclinations or anything like that. This has to do with power and using our money for other people and not U.S. citizens. I'm telling you, I'm going to go vote on November 5th, and after that, I'm raising the fucking drawbridge and filling the moat. And if you don't text or call, you better not just fucking show up at my door. I'm telling you, things are going to break. And they're going to break because this will be the 4th election in a row where both sides are complaining they got cheated. And add to that the people that are losing their jobs. Add to that the inflation. Add that insurance is going up. Add that food costs are going up. Add that people are struggling to get by, and we're giving our tax dollars to people who came to the country illegally. Look at what the prison gang Tren de Agua is doing in our country. It did it in my city. They're doing it now. The government has seriously, right in front of your face, opted for replacing us rather than building with us. What do you think we could have done with $174 billion? I'm telling you. Neither side trusts each other, and all they have to do is someone has to slip and make a serious mistake. And then both sides are going to be, you know what, fuck it. Winner take all. I've seen it happen 6 times. And it's still going on in the Ukraine. It's still going on the border, out in the jungles in Colombia. Again, you as a man or a woman, you need to put yourself in some sort of physical shape. You have to be able to defend yourself and the people that you love. And you have to be able to take care of yourselves for at least a couple weeks. All right? I know it sounds grim. I tried to give you all the facts, the objective facts that you can go look at yourself. And hopefully if you come to a different conclusion, please let me know. And if you come back and say, dude, you're fucking crazy. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I will definitely listen to you. I'm very nervous about our future together. All right? Love you guys and gals. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. And if you can't, you have to take care of yourselves. Like a fort in a G-string from the walled city of El Paso, Texas. Like a fort in a G-string. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.